Hey guys, Evan Laux here for Motorcycle and Powersports News. As you can see, we're back at Hale Farm for another Fuel Cleveland show. And right here we got this really pretty 1983 BMW R100RT, and it's your Ride of the Week. So guys, if you might remember, we've talked to this man right here last year at Fuel Cleveland. His name's Steve Garn, also known as Brew. He's the owner of Brew Bikes, and Brew, you got a really storied, history in the industry. You've built bicycle frames, motorcycle frames, you've done land speeders. Again, we've done a video with him before, but you have such a crazy history that we might need you to go through it again.
Yep.
Why don't you tell the people what exactly you do at your shop?
Okay, I build bicycle and motorcycle frames. I've been doing that since '74, and I do everything. I build the frames, we do the paint, the powder work, I build my own engines. There's nothing, my own electrical harnesses, so it never leaves the shop when we get done. But I do everything. I mean, between the Harleys and, cafe bikes, and then like I said, our land speed bike, especially the one last year, the Purple People Eater. And so all kinds of weird stuff. And so bicycle wise, we do everything. Also every, BMX and road bikes and velodrome bikes and mountain bikes and trial bikes and everything else. So
I was going to ask you on the motorcycle front, is there one particular area you favor? Because like you said, we had the Kawasaki H1 last year, now you got a BMW. Do you like foreign manufacturers, or do you work on a lot of Harleys?
I work a lot of Harleys. We did a 1945 Harley 45 Turbo bike that was on the cover of Easy Rider. And then we had another bike that was Deliverance, was a 1948 45 that Crazy Chuck now races. And so we've done quite a bit of Harleys and everything else. I like oddity.
Right.
I like to say, when I pull up on something, like, what does he come out with now? And that's why we even came out with the other little bike this year. And so I don't really do one thing in particular. I like to do something like, I haven't seen anybody do it or do it this way. Let's do it. And then all of a sudden, bam, let's go something else. Like the next bike's a Norton Commando we're making into a cafe racer.
Okay.
So, who knows?
Yeah. Well, Brew, from the year I've known you now, I know the one thing about you is you always got a crazy story. There's a crazy story behind the H1. What's the story behind this bike, this BMW? How'd it get started?
Well, I have a good friend, Randall Jolly, that we did an RD350 for back when Jekyll Island, they had the Caffeine and Octane show. I built the bike for him, and he wanted a BMW, and so this was his bike. In fact, the Norton Commando is the next bike we're doing for him. And great guy, and he gives me free rein. So only thing he said was he wanted it green. And you hate to say it's superstitious, but I don't believe in green motorcycles.
Okay, why? Do you have a reason?
It's just one of those taboo things that who knows where it came from. There's three different stories. So he said, you can do anything you want as long as it's green. Well, it's green. But yeah, he gave me free rein on it. We dropped 150 pounds of weight off it. We put a R6 front end on it. I wanted a single disc on it with a bigger disc, just for weight wise and looks. The engine we built, and I built the exhaust system, and then the carburation is from Lectron, and it starts right up. These are a copy of the original Fox shocks from all the motocross bikes from the late 70s. And they started remanufacturing them, and I said, let's go ahead and put them on. And so little by little, it kind of evolved. I don't start out with a plan.
Right. Just kind of all comes together as
It comes together, and I'll sit in the shop and, oh my gosh, it'd be cool if I did that.
Right.
Or that sucks, I better not do that. So that happens a lot too. And but yeah, so we go full circle on it, and it's been a fun bike to build. And the exhaust, like I said, is all stainless, and then we dual plug the heads. That means it has two spark plugs for each cylinder. So that means I had to machine all that out and then remount different coils, electrical system on that.
What's the theory behind that? Why'd you decide to do that?
It's supposed to add maybe some horsepower. It looks cool.
Right. That's a good reason.
So yeah, like aircraft engines and stuff all have dual plugs. So that way, in case one fouls, the engine will keep going.
Okay.
So that way, you know, you don't crash.
Have you done anything else on the engine front there to the R1000RT?
It's R100.
R100RT.
Yep. R100 means it's 1,000 cc.
Yes.
So you're right. This was, like I said, a full dresser with all the fairings and everything else. So engine-wise, you know, we did some port work inside the engine and the heads and stuff, and went through all the transmission and everything, made sure that's right. And we just went through it like a new bike.
How long did this process take you?
That bike took me longer than I thought. My wife kept saying, "Are you done with that bike yet?" I'm like, no. Randall would call like, "How's the bike coming?" Good.
One more week. One more month.
One more
year.
month.
I really like the yellow pin strips here that you got on the
Yeah, I pinstriped it.
on the tank and on the rims there. All goes together really nicely.
Yeah, I tried,
The
and
lines.
then the yellow, you know, wires and stuff, and then I tried to keep it where everything tied in together. Yeah, I was real excited, and Randall's, you know, super excited about it.
Yeah.
And again, it's nice when you have somebody that says build it, but you can do it how you want.
Yeah.
That's rare.
Mhm.
You know, most time it's like, oh, you can do it, but don't put that front end on, or don't do that.
Right. Well, I guess the last question I have for you is how fast does this thing go? How many horsepower is the engine?
Well, right now, estimated horsepower, stock they came in at 49 horse. We're thinking mid 60s, maybe close to 70. The stock bike, I think, would go like 105, 110. We didn't really change the gearing. We went with a little bit taller tire. So I'm hoping, you know, 120, 125. But, you know, the way the bike is, it's one of those bikes that you can be riding along and all of a sudden say, oh my gosh, look, there's a dirt road.
Yeah.
So, you know, we call it a street tracker style because it's not really a dirt, but it's more like, you know, like bicycles. They call them gravel bikes nowadays.
Yeah. You got options.
Yeah, you can do anything you want.
It's perfect for out here at Hill Farm then. You got a nice little track running right through it.
Oh yeah, yeah, as long as you don't get caught.
Yeah. Well, Brew, thanks again.
Oh, thank you.
You got a really cool BMW here. We always like seeing what you're doing. Guys, make sure you're checking out Brew Bikes. Again, he's working on bicycles, motorcycles, land speeders, all type of stuff. So make sure you're checking out him, and check out Motorcycle and Powersports News for more great motorcycle and powersports content. Thanks for watching, guys.